What is up, everyone? Welcome to another episode of this weekly interview series where I interview rock stars in the industry who are here to inspire you with their story and their message. So today we have with us the international coach, trainer, certified abundance coach, entrepreneur, and an upcoming best-selling author. So please, without further ado, I'd like to welcome Arun, or as I would like to introduce him as Abundance Arun. Arun, thank you so much for being over here, bro.
Thank you so much, Romit. It's really, I was thinking like, who's this guy is introducing is all about. I understood it's about me. And then thank you so very much on the like very cool introduction. Thank you so very much. Yes, I'm an entrepreneur and an upcoming author and an abundance coach and an international trainer and speaker. Thank you so much for introducing me. Looking forward for this discussion, Romit.
Awesome, awesome. So just for the audience to know more
Mhm.
about you, why don't you just speak a little bit about your journey, as how did you get into the whole abundance,
Okay.
and how has your journey been as a trainer, as a speaker? So how did that journey manifest? If you could just throw some light on that.
Okay, since from my childhood, I don't know what is this manifestation. Let me not go that far. So probably when I was in college, there are some of the things which is happening to me on a very regular basis. In the sense, the things whichever way I want, so things or the situation or the people, so whatever I want for myself is coming to me. And then I got like, what is happening to me? Whatever I want, how can it come to me? But then if I see the others, they are struggling with other things, whatever it might be for them, they're just struggling. And then I went into a spree of understanding about how this could happen, how the manifestation process happens. So I have a very strange brain. The brain is like it goes behind in understanding about whatever the concept is given. So I went into a spree of identifying and then researching and all those things. In fact, I wasted about 13 to 14 years in the process of understanding the manifestation process itself. And eventually I did it. And then that was a very negative thing for me. In the sense I've lost close to 13, 14 years in my life just in understanding and identifying the processes. And now I understand why it happened so that I can take this and then teach people about abundance, how the abundance creates, how oneself can get the abundance for themselves and for others and transform the surroundings and the entire society. So that's how it started for me. I don't know whether it is inbuilt, but some of the things which I did was in line with the manifestation process initially. And then when this was happening to me somewhere around in 2006 or 8, I think the secret happened. And then I started to connect the dots. And so from there on, the manifestations started for me in a huge scale beyond my understanding and grasping power. So that's how it all started for me. And then now I'm really glad that I could help people in understanding about these concepts and then helping them to get whatever they want for themselves in their life.
That's really awesome. And more interestingly, I want to know, like, have you always, I know you mentioned that you've been fascinated by like the idea for
Mhm.
quite a long time, but how were you introduced to this idea of, probably the law of attraction or
Mhm.
manifestation? How was that idea introduced to you? How did it come into your life? Like, what is that moment where you were like, oh, I need to learn more about this?
Okay, you see, the life was not a bed of roses when I started, or even right from my college days. I need to really work hard. In fact, I need to work and then I need to eat. So it was that equation it was going, and the manifestation process was starting to happen. So what happened at that point of time? I was living in a 10 by 10 house with 4 people in my family, and the first time when I thought about, okay, enough is enough, let me have, I want to manifest a single bedroom at least. So that I can have a separate room for myself. Separate room for living and separate room for sleeping because we are doing the same in a single space. And then I don't know what happened. Next year, I bought a single bedroom flat. At that time, I was earning somewhere around like 3,000 rupees. Okay. I'm talking way back in 2000 and 2000. I think it's in 2000, 2001 period. I was earning 3,000. But then my EMI, what I'm supposed to pay is 4,000.
Okay.
First of all, bank will never approve that. And then for me to get additional 1,000 rupees and to pay month on month is like a huge task then. But something happened around, and then all of a sudden I got 5x increase in my salary. So from 3,000, it went into like 15,000 in 2001. That was like big, very big deal. And then I bought the house, and I would say that is the starting point of the manifestation for me. And then I really went in depth in understanding how this happened, why this happened to me, and then I got the key essence of manifestation, what exactly, and then that's exactly what I'm spreading across my community now.
That's really fascinating. Because even when I was introduced to the
Mm-hmm.
law of attraction, it was basically where most people have heard it from, which is inspired by the book The Secret,
Exactly.
or the
Mm-hmm.
movie. So I watched the movie, I got the book, and that's when this was, I think, around about 12 years back. And I
Mm-hmm.
was, I was like 20 years young, and I was introduced to this concept. And
Mm-hmm.
although I do believe that there are a lot of misconceptions around this concept, where, like, I mean, I want you to throw some light on, like, what do you think are the misconceptions people have about the
Okay.
law of
Okay.
attraction, and how do
Mm-hmm.
you perceive it from a expert point of view, so that the
Okay. Okay.
audience can
Mm-hmm.
know how they should perceive it?
Okay. Number one, okay, let me like break it down into two different parts. So number one, it's not about law of attraction. Okay. So law of attraction is it's probably like say like 1 or 2% of the entire concept. So the light has been thrown upon the law of attraction, and then that is actually got out of proportion. But it is just like 1 or 2% of the entire thing about the manifestation processes and the abundance factor itself. So the one point what I would normally tell to people, whoever attends my class, my master class, or in my own community, the secret never works. Okay, this is against the belief what normally people will believe that that will work. If you go and ask most of the people, at least 80% of the people who have tried secret, they find it very difficult to manifest things as exactly what is given in the book. It is very difficult to manifest the way how they teach, but the result will happen. The problem with this, or the challenge what we as Indians are having, is that our fundamentals are very weak. Our fundamentals is really weak for us to go and then directly go into the normal process, standard process, what these guys teach them and ask, believe, and receive. I'm okay with the second and the third point, which is the believing point and then receiving point. But then, are we asking the right way? That's my question.
Okay.
People ask out of desperation. People ask out of wanting for themselves. And then there are a lot many spaces where people, from which they ask. And that's exactly the reason why it don't work. It won't work, in fact. I teach people the right way to ask, and then the right way to believe, and then the right way to receive it. And again, that's only like only 1% of the entire process, 1 or 2% maximum. But then, who is doing the process is more important than the process itself. So what I focus is more on the person, on that individual who will be in a position to go and then manifest things for themselves. That's exactly what I do. I work not on the process, but on the people, on the person. When that changes, everything around will change.
So basically, you're saying that the approach one should take is more personalized to their belief system.
Yeah.
It's not like a one size fits all.
Yeah, there is no one pill for all the diseases out there. So there has to be uh, we need to identify what exactly will work for one for a different person. I mean, it may something will work for you, something will work for me. It's not like 100%. Yes, this is what will be working for everyone. It's not like that. By and large, it will work, but most of the time it won't work.
Okay. So, I mean,
That's the irony in it.
when someone says, as the cliche goes, be
Mm.
positive, think positive, how much
Mm.
of an impact does positivity really
Mm.
play with respect to manifestation?
Positivity is a very good state to be in. Okay, it's just a state. But then, what is it you're going to do? Being in that state defines your success rate.
Okay, that's fantastic.
Okay, it's just I would say it's just a plate. Okay, so for you to have the serving, you need to have a plate on your hand, and positivity is just a plate on it. Just being positive. I mean, just try this. Just be positive that I earn like say 10 lakhs per month, and then you sleep. you be absolutely like positive. There can never be a person like as positive as you can, but then you don't do anything, nothing will move. Okay. We remain a positive person and then we go to the grave as a positive person, but then we don't see the results. The thing is, it's only a plate. The serving will be served on the plate called positivity.
Okay, and speaking of serving, like what do you exactly
Mhm.
mean by the serving? Like what is the serving?
Romit, I want you to register for my course and I will let you know what the servings are.
Well, this is not just for me, this is for
Just on a lighter side. You see, um, the positivity is the plate. Okay, the servings or the different kinds of processes which will be coming. So what we eat in a day, if you just keep on eating roti without anything added on to it, you don't eat rice, you don't eat anything else, but then just keep on eating roti, you'll get bored. You as a person get bored as quickly as possible. Look at the universe, how much of things are there in the universe. Wouldn't it get bored serving the same thing again and again to you?
absolutely.
Yeah, so I mean, it has like so much of abundance towards it. And then we go with a small plate. I want people to make their plate as big as an ocean so that it can absorb all the abundance which is getting to them. So what is served is by the universe, and our job is to just to hold the plate and then receive it. It's like as simple as that. But there are a lot of processes. The first transformation, what we need to do is as the person has to transform. Who is doing the process is more important than the process itself. So once the person changes, the entire thing around him will change, and there will be the portal which will be opening. The abundance portal will open for the person who is changed. But then, if the person is not changing, or if being the same way what he used to be, and then doing the process and expecting the result to happen, one result is 100% for sure will happen, which is they won't get the result.
Okay, no, that's pretty fascinating because even I'm learning a lot from obviously you have the years of experience. Now speaking about like all these years of experience you've been, see it's a very specific niche to get in, especially
Mm.
at a time where people are not really aware that they can really manifest what they really
Mm.
desire. So was it really challenging for you to educate people initially as when you began?
Initially, before all this, the thing which I'm doing, the social media these days, before that, what I started to do is that I was testing with my family members because it's worked for me. So let me test with my family, with my mom, with my relatives, with my friends. And then, okay, I thought, okay, it's working for everybody who follows the system properly. And when they change themselves, it works precisely. And that's the point. I thought, okay, let me get a little bit larger. And then I studied a lot about the media marketing and how you market yourself and getting into the digital media, digital marketing. I learned that, and that's not an easy task for me because I'm not a tech savvy guy. So for me to learn something like that and then to get into it and to make a mark there and to create a huge community around me, that's a big task. It was a daunting task when I started, but then now it's a kind of like child's play, I would say.
Yeah, I know exactly. I felt the same way, and I realized, that
Mhm.
once you overcome that,
Initial waves, it's the calm sea water.
then you're just surfing
Yeah, you do
or,
surfing.
or sailing that in that context.
Yeah, sailing. I mean, tornadoes are expected to come, and then you need to know the way how you can be a little bit malleable, and then to just go through the phase. And then when all those things we will learn as and when we move into the deep oceans.
Absolutely. So, I mean, like one question that I had on my
Mm.
mind is that, normally, I mean, when you go to school, you go to
Mhm.
college,
Mhm.
there's no subject called manifestation or abundance, right? So, what was your education like
Mm.
before you got into this?
Oh my God, that's like kind of troubled waters. I did my max graduation. Okay, I did my max graduation, and then I did it on my own. I never went to college. In the sense, I attended evening college. I selected a college wherein there is no attendance at all. So in those days, um, we had a college wherein there is no attendance. So I just went there. Just for the sake of going, and at the day before the exam, we go and then we get the hall ticket, and
Right.
then next day we go, and then so I studied everything on my own. And then I'm a sales professional. Basically, I started being a sales professional, though I never wanted to become a sales professional in my life. Somehow, that's again the manifestation. So that which you resist will persist with you. So I don't want to become a sales professional, and I eventually ended up being that. And now I'm like so much of in gratitude that I became a professional, because nothing else is as beauty as a sales professional can be. So because you go and then transform people's life. See, I mean, it's not only about selling the product, it's you're selling a concept. So what I'm doing is I'm selling the concept called abundance to the people. And when they get that, and then when they uh, apply that in their life, their life transforms. And like so much of an honest. I'm a salesperson now because I was able to deliver in a much better way the concept. So what I studied is max, which is irrelevant to what I do now.
No, absolutely.
And
And it's very inspiring because I'm a chartered accountant.
oh, okay, I never knew that.
I'm doing absolutely nothing with my degree because I
Mhm.
realized that it was not who I was, and I
Mm,
can't pretend to be someone I'm not. Otherwise I would just
exactly.
be doing a disservice to
Mhm.
my life being on this planet Earth. And
Mm,
it's an inspiring story that you have where you switched gears and you've highlighted the idea which I want to throw some light on with respect to
mm.
selling. Like
Okay.
selling is
Mhm.
the most noble profession
Absolutely.
because you are
Absolutely.
actually, you're transforming people's lives. You're taking them from
Mhm.
here to here, and you're benefiting them with the information and the knowledge and the value that you have. And I think initially uh, I used to be like, oh, sales, like, no, I don't want to be a salesman, because that was how the upbringing also matters, right?
Exactly.
And when you
Exactly.
finally, and I believe that the most important opinion is the one you have. So
Absolutely. You're banging it.
when you nourish your opinion based on right information and the right knowledge, and
Mhm.
you recultivate the opinions you have with respect to who you really want to be, then you understand that generically speaking, also selling is important for every professional. Even a doctor
Absolutely.
is a salesman, even
Mm.
a lawyer is a salesman, even anyone who has something to offer is a salesman, and there's nothing wrong with that word. And I don't know why
Yep.
it's been bashed down. However, I believe that I think it is the most noble profession because it is the one
Mhm.
that pays the most amount of money, and it also is the one that has the most impact.
Exactly. I'll throw a snippet here. You see, if you take all the professionals, barring the sales professionals, take the doctors, the engineers, the advocates, all these people, all the rich people, all the people who have made money out of it, the big rich money, probably like say 1% of all the people around it. But then if you see the sales people has the highest percentage of the millionaires in the world.
Absolutely. That is
And
absolutely.
there's like such a beautiful profession. Most of the people who I have seen, they normally say that even if they are doing sales, they say that I am a marketing professional. Marketing is completely different, and sales is completely different ballgame entirely. But then they feel shy saying that I'm a salesman. I'm like really proud to say myself as a sales guy.
Yeah.
Is it like
And
that?
the
I
feeling
don't
is,
know how many of you have watched the movie called Wolf of the Wall Street. It's like
yes.
pure, pure, pure. I mean, I recommend that movie. You can go and then watch that. A small caveat: watch it. Don't watch it with the family. But it's like amazing movie for us to understand about sales, how you talk to people, and then sell. It's a really beautiful movie.
Absolutely. And I personally believe that, selling is nothing but the art of consulting someone with, providing a solution to their problem. You know,
Exactly. Yeah.
essentially that. And you're basically like telling them, giving them a solution that, okay, you
Hmm.
take the solution. It's more like, prescribing the right pill.
Mm.
And that is
Yeah.
what sales is all about.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
So,
absolutely.
yeah. So,
Absolutely. I mean, normally I see a salesperson and a doctor same almost. The outcome might be different, but then the process is both the same. The doctor when you go to a doctor, he asks you a series of questions for him to understand what your problem is, and then he will give the medicine. So exactly. When a sales guy has a discussion with his customer, so we need to ask a series of questions to understand what's his requirement and then recommend the best product for him. And when you do that, you're not doing sales. You're doing something beyond human. What I would put in is like beyond human capacities and the capabilities. So it's so pure form of transferring one concept from one guy to another. So that's how it happens for me. I
that is
enjoy every conversation with my customer. Whether I mean, I won't attach myself to the outcome. If he buys, he buys. If he doesn't buy, if he doesn't buy. But then this is exactly the process. I love doing it.
I know exactly how you feel. I
Mhm.
love sales and I love doing what I'm doing as well.
Mhm.
I wanted to ask you something now, getting more on
Yeah. Mhm.
the the pre-digital marketing phase for you. Now,
Mhm.
before I mean, we're both student mentees to the same mentor,
Mhm.
and I want to just talk to you about how you've how before you used to do a lot of offline events, training events,
Mhm. Mhm.
correct?
Yep. Mhm. Yeah.
So, and then when did you realize, or when did you seize the idea that I think I need to go digital now?
Okay, so I think somewhere in 2016, I got this certification being international trainer. Okay, and after that, I started doing seminars. I book a hall, and then I float my advertisements in all the available medias, and then I try to get people in, and then I will give them the concepts, and then I sell the tickets for the bigger show, which is like 2 day or 3 day program. So that's how it's been doing. And then it was very difficult task. It might be looking pretty easy from outside, but then it's really difficult task for us to get people to come and sit for say about like 3 hours and understand what we say. So that's been a very difficult task. So what I did a couple of shows initially after I became an international trainer, and then I thought, okay, it is not going to work the way how I think. So I shifted myself to one-on-one coaching. So I was having a client list where I'll be working one-on-one. It's like 6 months program or 1 year program. I work. I mean, I have different modules. So I was working only on that. Uh, After I met Siddharth, okay, after I met Siddharth, he gave us a concept wherein I can get people in and become what I am today. Okay, to be a celebrity coach specifically in the abundance segment and to create my own community. Because when we were having a discussion, he was saying that Arun, you can create your own community and nurture them so that they get everything whatever they want. Initially, I was a little bit skeptical. With so much of skepticism, I took his course and then tried to understand what it is. The thing is, I took the course, and then since I have a, as I said, like strange brain, I go behind in understanding why it's like this, why can't something else. So I unnecessarily wasted 6 months of not doing anything just to be in the mode of discovery or mode of researching all the things which you were sharing with us. And later, one fine day, a gentleman came and then he gave me a big kick saying that, Arun, stop all nonsense what you're doing and then just do this. Okay, just forget about everything. Just give it a try as exactly what it is given, and then see the result for yourself. If it works, it works. If it doesn't, okay, you go your own way. Okay, if this gentleman saying so hard, kicking my butt, and then I said, okay, let me try this time, and then I tried it, and to my surprise, people started to register in. And then when I did my first webinar, 6 people registered into my course, which was outstanding.
That is awesome.
Out
And
of no way, out of zero possibility, when I implemented the system one by one without even knowing what it is, this was the outcome. Okay, the beauty is this: when I sold the course, I didn't have the course on hand.
wow,
Because I was in the testing mode. Okay, and then after that, people register onto me. Then okay, something hit me. Okay, my God, this is working now. I really need to have a course for me to deliver it online. And then I created the course and delivered to them within a couple of days.
awesome. So
That's how I did it.
I mean that's really amazing, and I think I was there virtually. I think when you you announced that you did your first webinar.
Yeah.
I was there to congratulate you as well. And
Thank you. Thank you. I
my,
got
my
that.
my question to you is for people who are watching this right now.
Mm-hmm.
You've taken your gift, you've taken your knowledge, your skills, and your experience, okay, and you've basically taken it online,
Mm.
okay.
Yep. Yep.
Now you said earlier that you're not tech savvy.
Yep. Zero.
Now, for the people who are watching this right now, who
Mm.
are, probably having the idea of starting an online business
Mm-hmm.
based around whatever niche, whatever knowledge, skill, or experience that they have,
Mm-hmm.
what do you have to say for anyone watching with respect to how easy or difficult was it to adopt and learn how systems work?
Okay. It is not easy. Okay. It is not easy, uh, but it is 100% doable if you follow the system. If you're not a tech savvy, it is 100% doable. The only thing what it is required is for you to be in action. You just need to be in action. Do exactly whatever it has been prescribed. Don't question anything, because I have done all the questioning and then I've wasted 6 months. I'm just thinking, if I would have started some 6 months back, probably I would be at least like 5x than what I am today.
Wow.
Okay, because the compounding, how it works, right?
Yeah.
If you double the money, say for 31 days, you have about, like, say, I mean, you take 1 rupee or 1 paise, and then you keep on doubling. The 31st day it will become a million.
Yeah.
So that's how it is. So I wasted 6 months in that, wasted all the doubling opportunity of using the compounding factor. So don't do that. So go immediately, take the action, whatever it is necessary for you to get in this, and then take the action, be in action. It will be given in a very understandable language. All you need to do is, if he asks to hit the A button, go and hit it. If he asks you to hit the Z button, hit the Z button, period. Things will be in line with you, and just believe in the system. Okay, everything is system. The entire universe revolves around some system, some universal laws. So you follow the system, you get the result. You don't follow the system, you don't get the result. It's as simple as that.
Absolutely, and that's well said. Now, speaking of systems, for those of you who are watching this right now, it's very important. And Arun, you can correct me if I'm wrong.
Mhm.
Is for whatever change that you want in your life, it is very important to choose a mentor to show you the path, and that path becomes the system that you adopt
Mhm.
100%, not
Yep.
99%, but 100%. Like you rightly said, you adopted the system 100%, and
Yep.
then you realize that it's all doable.
Mhm.
It wasn't rocket
Yep.
science. It was
It
there
wasn't
was a
rocket
there was
science.
a learning curve, but it's a learning curve. You get through it. You get through that wave, and then once you've gotten a little more confident and comfortable, then it becomes second nature.
Exactly. So now what I do, I mean, consider I'm doing two webinars a week now. So now all the system is in place. So 9 o'clock my webinar starts, or 7 o'clock my webinar starts. So I go open my system, I fix my camera, and the lights are on. And then 8:45 I'll open and I'll just sit enjoying the music. 9 o'clock I say hello everybody.
Awesome. And so I want you to just highlight the biggest advantage of doing webinars compared to creating putting together an event offline. Like, what is the biggest advantage?
Biggest advantage is you do it once here. You do it only once. You set up the system once,
Yes.
okay, and then rest of all is automated. But conducting a seminar, you have to do the same thing again and again and again and again from the scratch. It has to be done. So I do both. I do both the seminars and as well as the webinar, but then I enjoy doing both.
Absolutely. And
I enjoy doing both because it's a different connection level there when you do the seminar, and different connection here with the webinar. You make fast bucks here, you make uh, big bucks there. And when you continue doing the fast bucks in the webinars over a period of time, that will become a big, 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 very big buck over there for you.
absolutely, I agree with you 100%. And which brings me to my next question was,
Mm-hmm.
when you did your first webinar,
Mm-hmm.
and essentially you're sitting at the comfort of your desk, your computer, and there are people watching you. and you share your value, you talk about the value that you're providing to them, and they're absorbing that, and
Mm,
then you give them the opportunity to work with you, to learn from you virtually. Now,
mm,
the idea of packaging your knowledge into an online course,
mm,
I mean, I just want you to throw some light on, like, how has was it very difficult for you to put together a course, or was it just taking your information
mm.
from here and just crafting?
Uh, Again, the system came for my rescue here. So I have like bandar of knowledge about manifestation, about the abundance. I don't know what to give, what not to give. I was thinking like, how can I put this into a 3-day program? It cannot be like that. And then again, the system came for the rescue. As I said, there are some concepts which has been given, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, how you need to create your course. Again, I just followed it, and then to my surprise, I had my 3-day course ready.
Awesome. And let me ask you one thing. Once you create your course once, isn't
Mhm.
it more easier to do it again and again and again if you have to?
Yeah, it's like pretty easy, but then I don't do. I just created once and I just left it as it is. And I do webinars and I sell the same course again and again. And my focus is shifted to the people who already registered. And then I'm thinking, what is that I need to do for them? So what I do is that I can conduct regular inner circle webinars for them, in giving them adding value so that they can maximize the transformation whatever they got, and then to be in the space basically.
That's
So I
that's
do that. So once you do it, it's like pretty easy and simple for you.
so amazing. So you've basically, in this journey, you've submitted yourself to
Absolutely.
field of abundance, and then you took your information and
Mm.
you adopted the system to learn how to go digital, and now
Mm-hmm.
you're running webinars twice a week, and
Yep.
you have your own digital course which encompasses enough information for someone
Mm.
to grab and understand and apply, which is the most important part. You also have built a community over a period of time,
Yep.
which is also, I believe, it's like I call the Apple concept, where once
Mm-hmm.
someone buys an iPhone or they buy an iMac, they become fans,
Yeah, fans of
become
it.
part of
Yeah,
this
I have
community.
my fan. Yes.
So you have your
My fan club. Yeah.
raving fans, and every week you're conducting your your weekly
Mm.
inner circle, which is, for people watching, is nothing but like a hangout where Arun comes online and he hangs out with his community members, which is the
Yep.
most fulfilling feeling, because there are people who you have a responsibility towards with respect to the value that you're providing them, which is fantastic.
Yep.
So, Arun, I just wanted to ask you something. Now, we've covered your journey becoming a digital expert, which is what you
Mm-hmm.
are, and how this whole uh, and now you're like you're sailing through. It's every day is still a learning process, but you're still
Yeah.
you're consistent with your systems. You're consistent with your webinars. So, for somebody
Mm-hmm.
who's watching this right now,
Okay.
who is gonna I mean, we're gonna have a lot of questions coming for this, which is gonna be fun.
Mm-hmm.
But I wanted to just ask you one thing with respect to the impact that
Mm-hmm.
you have been making. Okay.
Mm.
Do you believe that if I mean, do you believe that, everyone should be online in order to share their gift with the world? Like, do you believe that that is the way to go?
Uh, See, everybody come. This is my own personal belief. Okay, everybody comes to this world with a message.
Right.
Okay, and you fight with some 40 million other sperms, and then you come out to deliver a message. And then when you win that race, you better deliver the message, and then online is a platform for you.
That is very beautifully said. That was really well said. Everyone is here on this planet Earth to, to spread their gift, spread their message, and truly make
Absolutely.
an impact. And I truly believe that we're all, human beings here to serve each other.
Absolutely. To make this place a better world, better place, and then leave this place a better place for the next generation to come and then have their experience. Make it a better experience center.
Absolutely, that's fantastic. So, what is, before I let you go, this has been amazing. I just wanted to know what is, the a few words or a few nuggets of wisdom that you can just share with someone watching who's thinking about, I don't like my life right now. And, I just wish, I wish I had this. I wish I had this. I wish I had the house. I wish I had the car. Like, what is something that you could, and we're definitely going to get, I'm going to let you, invite people to your webinar, of course. But
Yeah,
just as
thank you.
a few nuggets of wisdom for somebody who's confused and lost right now, what would you like? What is the message you would have for them, or someone who's lost and confused?
Okay, normally people will be living in two spaces. Okay, so the one is in their past, another one is in their future. I would request everybody to stay and then live in the present. Because what people normally carries in their mind is the baggage what they have about their life, all the things which they aspire, desired, which didn't manifest in their life. They will be thinking mostly on that specific aspect, and then they miss to live this moment, this present moment, because the manifestation will always happen in this moment, not in the past, not in the future. The life will manifest, it keeps on manifesting and gets unfolded in the present only. When you cut your thoughts about the past, and then when you don't expect all the things in this moment about the future, and then when you live in the present, the future will manifest in your present itself. You need to stay in the present for you to manifest. If you stay in the future, you will be in anxiety mode 24/7. If you stay in your past, you will be in the regret mode all the time. Both these are a very, very, very bad space for you to manifest. For you to manifest, stay in the present and then get all the abundance for yourself.
Okay, so speaking of, how we're living in times where, there's a lot of stress, there's a lot of anxiety, a lot of fears, and sometimes it's easier said than done for someone to stay in the present because they have the, if not the past, the future. So,
Correct.
what would be like a tool in terms of being in the present? Like, do you recommend meditation?
Okay, I'll give you an exercise. Can you do it along with me so that it will make you to be in the present? Forget about everything, about your past, about your future. I'll give you a small exercise
Good,
now.
bro.
Okay. Now, take a deep breath.
Do I have to close my eyes for this?
No, no, no. Keep open. Keep open. Keep your eyes open. Just take a deep breath, and then hold it. Close your nostrils. Close it with your hand, and then close your mouth. Do not breathe. Just stay there until I say. Don't breathe. Now think about the past, all the things which is not manifested. Don't breathe until I say, and think about the future, all the things, what is that you want to have right now. Don't breathe. Do not breathe at all. Just hold it and then think about the past and the future, and then try to think about the past and the future, but then I don't want you to breathe. Hold continuously, not breathing. Think about your past and the future, your past and the future, the regrets and the anxiety. Don't breathe. Let's see how long you can be like this. I'm waiting. What's happening? Don't breathe. Why did you left it?
So, because I wanted to breathe.
You wanted to breathe. So what's important?
Breathing.
When does breathing happen? Does it happen in the past or in the future?
It happens right now.
Right now. So where is the life?
Where is the?
Life. Where does life happen?
Right now. Life is happening right now.
Right now. So what's a big deal when you are out of your breath and you want to breathe? Anything that is in your past or in the future were a worry for you.
Can you repeat that, please?
When you are not breathing, when you're holding your breath,
Yeah.
okay, and then when you are on the verge of taking the breath or letting it out, what was important, your past, present, or your breath?
My breath, yeah.
Your breath. So what happened to your all the past?
Didn't matter.
It didn't matter. What happened to your future?
Didn't matter either.
All that does matter is you living in the moment, and then the breathing happens only in the moment, and then you can live only in this moment. And when you get this, and when you do the processes which is required for you to manifest things in your life, you are a manifester, and then you can literally get anything whatever you want.
Wow, that was a really fascinating exercise. You know, every
That
time
is my own creation.
every time I get carried away with the past or future, I'm just going to hold my breath for as long as I can. So,
So I'll yeah.
yeah. So, sorry, I cut you off. Please
No,
continue.
ultimately, what is important is this moment. Nothing else does matter. So we unnecessarily go on and think about what happened in the past and in the future, and then we leave aside what's happening. And that's why meditation is very important. When you meditate, you regulate your breath. Your breathing pattern will automatically get regulated, and that's the access for you to manifest.
So, no, Arun, meditation has been a very debatable topic
Mm-hmm.
because people have different meanings to meditation. Now, you're
Mm-hmm.
saying, and I've heard what you're saying. I've heard about, meditation is all about being aware of your breath, regulating your
Yeah.
breath.
Mm-hmm.
But my question to you is that does meditation also mean, does it include visualizations as well? Is that an important component of meditation?
Mm, not really. Okay, meditation's ultimate thing is that for you to be in the nothingness state. When you visualize, you're something. When you meditate and then you get into the trance level, when you get into the beta, theta, epsilon, hyper, gamma states,
Right.
you're almost with the nature. Okay, so in that space, you can go and create anything what you want. One more thing, what I want to share is that just not closing your eyes and then thinking about nothing, that's a form of a meditation. But you can meditate on whatever you're doing when you are in complete indulgence in whatever you do. That's meditation, because when you indulge in something, whatever you do, you are in the present. Why we need to breathe, or why we need to focus on breathing while meditation, is for you to get your focus in the present. But when you do something that you love, you're already in the present. So that's meditation.
So when you're doing something that you love and your meditation, so I want to ask you one thing with respect to
Mhm.
now having goals,
Mhm.
right? Now you're saying that you have to live in the present,
Mhm.
but let's say you have a goal, okay, a goal to make more money or a goal to, something that you want to achieve in the future.
Mhm.
So how do you, by living in the present,
Mhm.
maintain your focus on that goal which is in the future?
Uh, I hope you would have done this also. What's this?
Goal cards.
Gold cards. Gold cards are always with me. You see, the beauty about this is you write the gold card and then you should never focus on that.
Okay.
You write it and then you see it, you just read it once or twice, and then you have to do whatever is required for you to do now. That will manifest in the future. That will unfold when the time comes. Automatically it will unfold, but then how to shrink the time and then get faster is for you to be in the present and then take action one by one what is required for you to achieve that goal. You just by doing some affirmations, you just by writing something, you just write your goals and then I listen to this and that, but then if you sit like a dead duck without doing anything, nothing is going to happen. Being in present, living in this moment and taking that action and being fully with it fetch us the result.
I think that was just awesome. I think that is something that I'm going to definitely take into consideration, because looking at your goal card, being in the present, and then taking the necessary action in order for
Exactly.
you to reach that goal, it's that's a very that's my biggest takeaway from this. That was very powerful, and
Thank
thank
you
you
so
so
much.
much for
Thank
that,
you.
Arun.
Thank you on that.
And
Thank you.
so before we close, I would love for you to, just speak a little bit about what someone can expect in your webinar once they register.
Mhm.
So please, the floor is all yours.
Okay, so what is the outcome of the webinar? Is you will find the real key essence of manifestation, which has been never been said by any gurus in this domain. And then they will charge a bomb to say that. And then when you come to know about what is the real essence of manifestation, apart from the ask, believe, and then receive, what normally people teach about. So when you get that thing, there can be two states you can be in. One is wow, or is this the one? Either of these two states will be there, but then the output will be precisely to what is required for you. You get the essence, you go and then take that action consistently with that essence. That is all the possibility for you to become a manifester. You think it will appear, you just say it will, it will present itself to you. It will be like that, you will become like that. For me, if I want something, if I say something, it will manifest within a day's time, within a couple of days, or at the maximum within a week's time, it will come to me. There is a flip side, it's a double-edged sword. I cannot think anything negative because it happens like that.
Wow.
Once I boarded a bus because my flight got cancelled, and then I have to come. That was from Hyderabad to Bangalore. I boarded a bus. Just before I got in, I was thinking like, what if the bus meets with an accident? Okay, and that was the thought which I stepped in the bus, and then precisely what happened. At
Wow.
90-degree, a lorry came and then hit exactly where I was sleeping. It could have hit the other side or the back side. It exactly came and hit me. And I wrote a, post also in FB on that story. It happened last year. So the thing is, once you are a manifester, it's a very, 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 very dangerous space to be in, because you cannot, or you're not allowed, you don't have the luxury for you to think negative. You need to be always with the things what you want in your life, and then what you have to spread around. You need to be with that thought. You think about negative, it will happen in your life.
Wow. I think so. I mean, they say that be careful what you wish for.
Yeah, because the universe is just sitting, and then sitting with only one word for you, tatastu.
What is
Whatever tatastu in this, like, so be it.
so be it. Yes.
Yeah, tatastu is, I mean, it's a Sanskrit word. I mean, it says only that word. Whatever you say or whatever you want, it will say, okay, take it. Thank you. And then it will come to you. But normally, what we think about on a daily basis is all the negative things, because we are not living in the present, we are living in the past or in the future. Both are not so good space for us to live. And that's why they say history will always repeat, because we think a lot about the past which happened. So the universe will say tatastu. So whatever has happened in the past will again happen in the future, because that's what you've been focusing a lot. So again, it will happen. The situation may change, the people may change, but then the output remains the same forever. Until you learn that, even if you take a million birth, you will experience the same result over and over and over and over and again, until you change your thinking pattern or your way of being.
Brilliantly said. I think for everyone watching, I am going to go and register for Arun's webinar, and I
Thank you so much.
highly
You're
recommend each
welcome.
and every one who's watching this to go ahead. I'm going to drop the links below in the description so you can go and click on the links. When is your next, when are the 2 days you do it?
Tomorrow I have, I mean, tomorrow in the sense every Wednesday 9 p.m. and Sunday 7 p.m. So that's what my two webinars, and then Thursdays are my inner circle webinars, and the rest of the days will be having one-on-one coaching. My high-end stuffs will be there, one-on-one stuffs.
Great. Fantastic. So firstly, Arun, thank you so much for doing this. I truly appreciate you, and I'm extremely grateful for the value that you provided to everyone listening. Thank you so much for
Thank
being
you
over
so
here.
much, Romit. I mean, I'm really glad that I could spread the message in a different community, because I've been serving a different community. And there's an opportunity for me to go and then uh, spread the knowledge, whatever I have, the little knowledge, so that even if someone, I want to say this, even if you take any of the steps, what has been discussed today, you can see a radical change in your life. That's I'm guaranteeing you. If you are an action taker, take one action of what is being discussed today, your life will never be the same again. Thank you so much, Romit, on this opportunity, and then God bless you and all the people who are listening to this interview.
Thank you so much. So guys, make sure you leave a comment, subscribe, give us your feedback. Let us know what you thought about this amazing interview with Abundance Arun. Arun, once again, it's been a pleasure. Thank you so much for doing this. And I look forward to, growing together, learning from each other.
Absolutely.
This is only the beginning,
Abs-
brother.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. And then I have a YouTube channel also. Just go on and search for Abundance Arun. You will find some very interesting analogies about manifestation. Yeah.
Fantastic. So I'm going to be dropping his YouTube link. I'm going to be dropping every information that I have, and especially the invitation to his webinar. So make sure you guys go check it out. And I'm really excited for doing this. Make sure you leave a comment, subscribe if you're watching this on YouTube, and make sure you press the notification button so you get a video notification every time there's a video. And I look forward to seeing you guys in the next interview. Thank you so much for being over here. Arun, once again, it has been a pleasure, and I truly appreciate you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Romit. Thank you. It's phenomenal. Thank you.
Take care.